The Mass Communication Department at Sam Houston State University focuses on undergraduate education in print broadcast and online journalism, video production, media management and sales, public relations/advertising, and film production. However, there is one production in the Mass Communication Department that doesn't work in the classrooms, and that is the Bearcat Sports Network. Bearcat Sports Network is run by Jason Barfield. Jason Barfield of Baytown, Texas, graduated from Sam Houston in 2000 with a degree in radio, television, and has a minor in journalism. He has worked in the Media Relations Department at Sam Houston since 2007 and has been a member of the Athletic Department since 2005.
So basically, Bearcat Sports Network started about 10 years ago when we first started doing video streaming. Started off as a single camera operation, streaming on a laptop, and it's evolved into what's now our ESPN3 productions. This past year, we started off with 25 broadcasts for ESPN3. This year, we've doubled that number to 50. It covers basically volleyball, basketball, football, baseball, and softball. So 5 of our sports. We're producing games for ESPN3. It's a combination of both students who work in the athletic department as well as mass communication students who are part of the sports broadcasting production classes. And it's a good kind of mesh between the two and producing the games for ESPN.
Sam Houston is home to one of the more talented sports teams across Texas, with the baseball team reaching the Super Regionals in the 2017 season, the Bearcat football team being in the Southland Conference Champions in 2014, and the basketball team in the College Insider Tournament in their 2018 season shows just some of the talent that the Bearcat athletic program has. With all this talent, it is important that Bearcat fans are able to connect with their favorite teams. That's where Bearcat Sports Network comes in. And Bearcat Sports Network, also known as BSN, is a student-run organization that covers all Bearcat athletic events. Students at BSN are able to get hands-on experience with production equipment used by professionals.
In addition to the ESPN stuff, Bearcat Sports Network is also in charge of video board production, any in-game highlights, post-game interviews, press conferences, pretty much anything that comes out in terms of interviews or highlights are all produced out of Bearcat Sports Network. Basically, with an ESPN shoot, it kind of starts really a couple of days before the actual game is played, because there's work that's done with the graphics. Graphics have to be set up and they get built. But then on game day, typically it's about a 4-hour call before the game, and the students come out, they'll start running cables, start setting up cameras, get the van fired up, and there's some just pre-game checklist stuff. You just want to make sure all the cameras look good. You got to go through and make sure all the colors match and everything like that. Within the van, you've got to check to make sure the switcher's working, the 3-play is working, the graphics are all synced, and then there's some things that have to be done with ESPN. An hour beforehand, you have to call ESPN and do a transmission check. The process starts about 4 hours on game day, building up to that, start of the game.
At BSN, students work together to make sure that each production is better than the last. BSN is one of the only programs in the country that has a student-run organization that works directly with ESPN to produce sporting events.
So my role is to, one, oversee all of the main operations for Bearcat Sports, and then mainly make sure that whatever game we're producing or whatever game we're doing, make sure it goes off without as few hitches as possible.
It's really anything multimedia that's coming out of this department now, whether it's video broadcasts, audio broadcasts, highlights, press conferences, anything like that. So, I think when you look at what it means to the department, it's getting the story out, and it's the one that's kind of driving a lot of things with athletics and letting people know what we're doing, all of our accomplishments on the field, and it's the driving force that's telling that story. I think for the students, Bearcat Sports Network is big because it gives them an opportunity to produce live games for ESPN. I mean, there's not a lot of schools in the country where students are getting this opportunity. We're one of the very few, if not the only school, that's almost completely student-run on the ESPN production. So you've got students who are graduating from Sam Houston who have 2 years experience producing for ESPN, and that's resume material that not a lot of college kids are getting, and I think it's a huge experience. It's work that they're not going to get other places, and it just gives them a leg up once you start looking into that job market of getting that first job. And to say that you've done several different aspects of an ESPN broadcast, it's a huge boost.